Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Last time I have cleared out this massive amount of space with the plan of having some Drecko stables be built. Very thin amount of oxygen. We're going to increase that and get on construction of that. And that is going to give me a number of things. It'll give me reed fiber. It will give me plastic. And I'm also hoping lots of meat to be able to survive. That's the plan for today, at least on this asteroid. Over on this asteroid, I finally want to tackle this water spot. And if I can get that done, I'd also like to get a deep freezer created over on here. In fact, I'm going to cover the comments from last time now because some of them actually give me great suggestions of how to deal with this. Sandra mentions sedimentary rock. Maybe not the best because it's very soft. Let's see if I can actually see the softness. Specific heat thermo. Oh, I wonder if I've got to click on the actual. Oh, boom. Okay, here we are. Hardness or very soft, giving this, I guess, the disadvantage of breaking easily. So probably one of the worst materials to have put in that. Let's just compare with what I have been building over here. In this case, igneous rock. So from 2 to 25. Yes, this is 10 times, in fact, a little bit more stronger than what I was using. Okay, so that's one option. But Biolex mentioned, okay, Biolex mentioned about the deep freezer. Let's go over, cover that. So right now, I've got this double deep freezer system, and I've got two different types. The reason I did that is I plan to have my grills over here in some future ranges, so I'm not using this little section just yet. It probably is a little bit overkill, but the reason that I've made it this big isn't because of the food that's being dropped off here, because the food I expect to be cooked here will be 100% freshness and then dropped in and then stored there. But what I'm going to, in fact, maybe I'll do this now, is I would like to put a fridge right here to collect some food from various different places and have a priority such that that's brought in. That food may not be at 100% freshness. So if it's just about to go bad, in those particular cases, I really do want it to get cold as quick as possible. But bottom line, I want to have food that's in a deep freeze in a sterile environment and currently have that. Let's move on. Minoreth mentions, oh, yeah, airflow tiles over. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. If I had airflow tiles here, then I know that because you can't overpressure air. In fact, that's something that you can use to create an infinite storage of liquid. Okay, so that's going to be my solution here. But Alex, I think you mentioned that as well as the debris chiller, which is okay. Was I planning on doing some chilling of all this solid material? The answer is no, I wasn't planning on it, but probably at some point I will be addressing that. All the material that has fallen down here, I made sure that we get pushed over out of the way. Just that hot material doesn't take a long time to cool down. I want to be able to get this area going for our purposes. Rich mentioned about a pitcher pump over here. That would be one way of selecting probably the water, have that jump somewhere else. If I really want to get rid of that, I just think that I'm probably going to continue to get more water. Do we actually have, I think, ice that's dropped off from, iron gold? No. So that's just, well, another option I could do is just get all the ice out of here and just put it to the side such that it wouldn't be the snow as well, preventing any future bit of water. That might be a little bit hard for the moment, but I think the airflow tile is the way to go on that one. And finally, Matt mentioned about the empty tool down here. Anytime I want to get gas or liquid, I would tend not to use that. I think I've got only one dupe that knows how to do that. Anyways, with all that being said, I'm going to do some designing here of this setup, put in design for my airflow tiles, and we'll get going. Okay, so we are starting this off by putting in a ladder and a fire pole, which is going to allow the dupes to wear some atmo suits and then go up here. I say atmo suits because it's going to be mostly a hydrogen area. But before we do that, I think I'd like to get rid of these atmo suits, fill this area with more oxygen that there is now, certainly. Let me just maybe snatch that right there. My plan is to put in tiling along this way in the door, destroy these, and hoping that this bubble of oxygen is really going to push and fill this zone over on this asteroid. Floor. High stress. Yeah, okay. They've been doing a little bit of mopping up. Unfortunately, we're going to have to watch that yet again. Explorer, so stressed out. Continuously. Finding some regolith. Regolith. Oh, wow. Oh, and we've got more places to mop up here. Wrong thing. Maybe I should be digging that out a little bit for some liquid to go. Excellent fruit they're grabbing. Yes. Yes, okay. Well, okay, may have an issue with Explorer then. But importantly, let's get this destroyed. Just after this set of tiles built first. We'll see how this plays out in terms of spreading the oxygen, hoping this way. This is going to open this up, probably causing some popped eardrums. Take out some more of those. And we'll take out that whole system. I will have to instruct the dupes to take off their Atmos suit. I'm wondering if this is going to put them in danger of being in an area that's too hot. Oh, we do have a cooling system, though. That doesn't seem to be going at full tilt. Okay, that helps. Now dupes can go in here. How about you take off your suit? Are they overheating? They're finding it toasty. Oxygen level is coming in. Let's, okay, so we've got that going on. We've got the stress issue we've got to worry about here. We've got some tiles I'd like to have built. 71% stress level. Some mopping, unfortunately, was needed over here. But at least that'll keep the dupe dry when they go back and forth this area. Okay, so oxygen coming in. Maybe we can get rid of some of these walls to let that oxygen help fill this space. Tear that down too. Make sure we've got that, just that we actually have our laboratory restored. Actually, we won't unless we do this. So, with while we're waiting for some oxygen to make its way across, let me just take you through the plan, which is to have an area here fit for some ammo suits to be put in. Then we're going to have 3 stables of glossy Dreckos, 3 stables of regular Dreckos, and then I've got some plans up there, which we'll get to later. 85% stress. Oh, gulp. And, okay, that's right. We did get an Atmos suit. So at least when I go in this zone, we won't have to worry about this dude getting wet while they're in there. They do seem to have an issue with power. And there's just very little hydrogen anywheres. I wonder if I should take a moment and help Explorer out. I think we'll. I'll be back with a plan for that. So my plan to help Explorer is just to build a pipe. It's going to take hydrogen, in from the other asteroid, to fill up this line, allowing the pumps to take priority out of the air. And on this side of things, all I think I need to do is just connect all of this together. Okay, it didn't quite work. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, I see why. We just need to have some of that pipe built because that's further away. Maybe I'll indicate to the dupes I want them to do that at priority. Guess we can get rid of this now. There is going to be a big wall here to hold in hydrogen. I don't want to do that until construction is done, just to make it easier for the dupes to get in and out of there. Okay, so with that build, do we have hydrogen? Ah, we do. Okay, so that should take care of things. Again, we have to wait for the construction to be complete on this side. But Explorer, starting that. And that's going to make them not need to do the manual generator, which is very useful. Just realizing that should have been moved over. So I'm going to trap, we're going to grow bristle blossom here, and I want to trap either carbon dioxide or oxygen. So that's why I've got this built. And up here, I want to have for the pinch of pepper plants, they need to be a bit warmer. So that's why I'm adding some insulation around like this. Okay, not great in terms of breathability. I might take a moment just to improve the oxygen before we build too much. Oh, here is my plan. I want to do two things. One, I want to bring in oxygen. So I've got a set of electrolyzers. And two, I want to cool things off. So we've got a cooling line that we're going to extend. Right now, we're just connecting into the radiant pipe to make sure the entrance is not too hot. This is more protecting the actual base from taking the heat. But we'll visit each of these electrolyzers with a conductive panel. Going up, make that out of lead, bringing in some power. I just realized we need a little bridge to get things going like that. And just noticed, I of course put that in backwards. So I will do that type of thing. I made the oh. Dude, seriously. Okay, I cannot leave them alone for a moment. Okay. Oh, right. I need to, let's do back to all. Cancel that. Destroy that. Seriously, dupes. That could have been absolutely terrible. Okay, maybe we'll do this type of thing. And I'm just going to stay in the area to make sure this works out well. So over here, we're looking for hydrogen. Let that go for 120. Bit warm up there. Well, it's warm everywhere, to be honest. Let things go quick, but there still is a possibility the dupe could get over there, though I don't see why they would, but let's not take any chances here. Veterinarian making it safe. Okay, let's take a quick moment. Ah, nice. We've got vacuum tiles that are effectively being created, which is fantastic. So I would want to keep going with that, making sure not to do, I don't know if there's a risk right now. We'll keep going like that. Open up this area. 87% stress level. Maybe what I should have done actually is done this type of thing and then have this built from the bottom. Okay, we'll come back to that. That is going to help significantly if we can avoid that. Let's see. Oh, whoa. Why does hydrogen stop flowing? Oh, because I think there's confusion in the line here. Let's get rid of some of these stuff that are not used anymore. Okay, so there's the hydrogen. That's going to help explore. So it's going to take some time to get all of this built. But as long as the dupes are not overheating, and I don't think they are. So I think we're okay. Multiple entrances to this area now, like before. Awesome. Let's just extend this. Okay. Technically, we don't need to go everywheres with this. So maybe I'll just do this type of thing just to have this area opened up a bit for more space. And I can grab that place back again. Okay, 43,000 calories. Let's check here. So right now, I'm relying on the fact that I have algae, and I am running out of algae, it appears. So I will want, in fact, I think I might even ask for less Dreckos. Even though I don't have all the Drecko stables, I'm hoping that works out well. Oh, and I noticed that we've got this cool geyser starting to output some liquid. Kind of regretting not getting down there and getting a bit more space. I'm curious if maybe it would be worth... Let's focus on the Drecko stay. I think it's more important to focus on food. Plus, that has some more time to get overpressured. Anyway, so here's the current Dreckos that I have. We should have a glossy type of... Well, I'm hoping I do. Maybe I don't. No, there is no glossy Drecko eggs at the moment. Guys get producing. When they eat mealwood, their chances that goes up. Let's have a look. Where? Oh, it's the sharing station. Drecko egg chance 83%. I think we just need to give it a bit more time. Okay. Oh, right. The power. I needed to recreate that. That's important. And probably the lead going to the conductive panels will be one of the last things built. Although the dupes seem to be on it. Doing some of the construction. So even though electrolyzers are not... Okay, actually, no, they are on. Some of them are, which is great. Perfect. Okay, so that is going to allow the dupes to be able to breathe while they're doing some of this construction. Super useful thing. We still don't have our cooling line in effect. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's get back over here. Okay, awesome. So with that, then, I think Explorer's going to go in there and do a little bit of digging. But you know what? Let me start on a deep freezer here because I feel like a lot of the food's going bad. Where are we? 12,000. Keep in mind, we're on hard mode. So dupes eating twice the amount of calories. See a little bit of liquid on the floor. They're also likely to get stressed out more than normal mode. So let me just maybe open this up a little bit more. And I'll plan a deep freezer somewhere around here. So in order to get a deep freezer, we need a cooling system. I'm going to use a thermoregulator. And if I'm going to do that, I figure I might as well get a thermo aquatuner right next to it. Just short a little bit of steel. I don't know if I've got any more. No, there is no more steel. So we will ask for more steel to be produced. Fortunately, there looks like I did bring over some plastic earlier, so that's useful. May need to get another dupe over there, probably either courier or engineer to finish construction. And just maybe focus on this little top area for the purpose of cooling before we go any further with the construction inside here, because it's probably pretty freaking hot. Though temperatures looks like it's coming down just a bit, but having our cooling line go in will certainly help. So Explorer can work on this little section of the project. Can't remember. Do we have... I don't see any shine bugs. So don't see reason to have those doors closed. We've got our cooling system for metal. And lead. A little bit of automation, actually. Let's bring over some of the lead then. Maybe a ton, or even 2 tons worth. You know what? And let me select lead. Did I ever get lead to be brought in here? Just about 2 tons worth. Right in that spot. Pip's dumping it on the floor, so I guess the dupes Are they going all the way down here to collect? Oh no, they're grabbing something else. One of the things I did not do was set up the food that I want to have carried in from other places. So maybe if they discover this technically meat, even things that may come out of, would it even hurt of selecting everything? Maybe just unselecting a few things. Only thing I could think, pemmican doesn't go bad anyways. So we'll do that. What if then this also has everything set? I made this a 6. And that should indicate the dupes to put in food that they've collected from around the base. Have it thrown in this fridge. That should be transferred here. So we'll have all the food kept rather than risking it. If that works, I'll get Explorer to do the same thing once they actually have something on their end. There's the lead. That's going to help me finish some of the automation. No steel. Engineer currently working away on that project. Explorer, not happy, 77%, though it looks like they have gone down. A little bit of, fortunately, chlorine gas down there. But I don't think they'll do most of the construction in that zone. Heavy watt wires coming into this area. And I think we are ready now to put in our cooling system. Let's do this and this. Okay, so that's going to go up and make sure we've got a nice, cool environment. Probably be smart to build this now while hydrogen level's not too crazy. Have that go in like that. That'd be perfect. Make a priority of that top little section to get it done. Because we're only going to get more hydrogen as time goes on. Oh, let's take in another slug, I guess. Cooling line whipping around. Currently 45 or so degrees. We've got to throw in a little bit of insulation above that guy. Okay, so that takes care of that little section of the pipe. More work down here. Do we have our steel? 500. I'll just ask for whatever is produced. I don't think I need a lot more. Let's see, I just want a thermo aqua tuner. 1200, and we only need 100 or so more. Maybe that'll even be enough. Okay, well, with all of that, we have our oxygen, which is being produced. This is looking like a much healthier area to work in. A little bit warm, but we do have the cooling system starting to take effect. Let me now design more of our Drecko stables themselves. What we are doing now is the inside of the rooms. We've got grooming stations, we've got shearing stations, and automation to take out eggs, plus all the power to supply everything on these 6 floors. Just taking a note of the schedule here for engineer. Actually, they've just woken up because there's certain things that only that dupe could do, or courier, but fortunately we've got some automation I want on both sides, but it's not going to be a lot of work for engineer to do this, and then I'll send them right back so they can get started on all the automation I want in here. Let's just be careful. Oh, look at our calories. Wow. Maybe I should do an attack right there. Okay, so Explorer coming up. Let me make sure we teleport them right away. And I made a priority of building both this guy here. Actually, I don't even think that's needed, but certainly the steam turbine, someone needs to build that. I'm thinking the deep freezer itself will be in this zone. Okay, so with that, I think we can then send engineer back. We get explorer's bonus to being alone. Reinstate it. Okay, so there is that. Then engineer can work on all the construction that needs to be done in here. A little bit more work here for explorer to do. Well, we maybe put that in place. Maybe even do that much. Check on our Drecko. 2 of them. Oh, and a glossy. Oh, we didn't realize we. Oh, okay. How old are you? Okay, 5. I figured that we had an egg. It's just that the egg has hatched. Awesome. Okay, that's even better. We do need to start bringing in liquid and piping, but there's enough work. I don't think I need to bother designing more stuff just yet. Let's look at temperature. This area has gotten a little bit cooler. It's kind of funny to see the electrolyzers cooler than the surrounding environment. It's like completely opposite what I'm normally used to. Okay, so Explorer has their things to do. They've got 10,000 calories at the moment. Got lots of work to be over here. No dupe is trapped. 53,000 calories. I'm expecting that mostly to be sitting here in the deep freezer, which is good. Chef cooking away. I don't think that, I think that over 100,000 calories. I was going to say, if they can't keep up, maybe I'll make a second grill. But I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. That would have me move this stable over a bit, but another day. So we may just have a deep freezer set up there. Oh, what's this about? Worn suit. Oh, that's just the, yeah, you don't have any worn suits available. That's completely fine. Let's try to slide up the speed. I think we can get away with that. Let's look at some of these geysers down there. You're outputting. We don't have any that are overpressured. Oh yeah, I think that was a gold volcano. We got lots of liquid geysers. Cool liquid in particular. Kind of like to get that smashed. That is going to involve going up without a... Oh no, it won't. Never mind. We couldn't have ammo suit for that. Let's just do this. Is this guy... This guy actually is active now. And so is it. Okay, they're both active. Explorer going up. That guy has room to output. Perfect. Let's see if there's any risk of disease. I don't believe. Okay. So there is some shearing stations available. So we're bringing the power. I'll design the deep freezer after, but let's just make sure that I've got all the components. I need to be able to jump in liquid, push liquid in and out, push gas here, which is going to be hydrogen in and out, and have automation connecting here and here. Got a pump in here that's going to be creating a vacuum. We'll have a little airlock in here, protect the heat. While I have a non-insulated tile built right there. And at some point, I may have to design more stuff because only engineer and courier can actually build some of these stuff. But as long as there's still wiring and tiles, just let that play through. Okay, so Explorer, as long as you've got money, your stress level coming down a little bit. I'm glad to see that. I think I've gotten away. Let's also check. Hydrogen looks like it's stacked up. That's awesome. Carbon dioxide level, not too bad. I don't think we have to do anything about that. Okay, over 100,000 calories. And all that food sitting in. So with that, we've got, what, 10 tubes in total. So we need 20,000 calories every cycle amongst the two different asteroids. I haven't decided when. I might go up to 11, 12. Every time I add a tube, that's an extra 2,000 calories every day. I'm thinking I probably at least want to get these stables running before I even think of doing that, because that'll be my that'll be huge meat production. And algae, 4 tons. There is a few sources of algae I can grab, though. Maybe I'll just dig out a few pieces just to have. No rush on that, though. So this area all filled with oxygen. We're going to replace that with hydrogen, because that is what Dreckos use to, or require to grow their scales. It's not just about meat. And the other thing is I don't have enough reed fiber. I will with the once Drecko's running. I'm going to hope to remember to replace these. I'm intending to have that as insulated doors, because I don't have enough reed fiber. I'm just going to have regular doors to put in lots of heat on this side. Little ladders so that the dupes can actually access up here. Though the auto sweeper, in theory, is going to be the one actually doing that. So that's only when automation is not working, I guess. Some hatch eggs. Might as well take those. Free meat. And it looks to me like mostly it's just the automation. So I'm going to take this moment to... oh, filter tool. Construction. Nice. Okay. Let's select that. So that's going to make a higher priority of this. So courier and engineer know to focus on that. And then I'm going to design some of the other stuff that need to be done, because we're not there just yet. What occurred to me, probably the first priority or highest priority, is getting this little Drecko, a glossy Drecko, into the stable so it can produce more eggs, so that when we have our stables built, we'll be ready to go. The other thing is I'm realizing I forgot the conductor, or the well, actually this is on both sides, the conveyor rail. I placed that in, put it at priority, but what I was a little bit upset with is the fact that I realized I need conveyor rail over here. So I'm gonna have to bring engineer back. Teleportation currently around half, so we'll have to wait, but that's fine, because I've got some work for engineer to do over here, including putting in our grill and starting the deep freezer system. We're going to need hydrogen for that. Fortunately, we are bringing in hydrogen from the other asteroid, so that should not be too difficult. We're going to bring in our liquid lines. So bristle blossom that we're growing here is going to be water. So we're just going to tap into our water line, feed 3 of staples of those. And then we've got the Pluto water line that's going to go through here. The reason I'm cycling that, I've got some radiant pipes actually, and that's because that requires a little bit of heat. My plan is to actually utilize the heat that's packed here initially. And then once that's done, then we can put in a heating system. But I don't think we're going to need a heating system on an asteroid that is this hot to get ourselves started with. So explore there. This is where we're going to enter, trapping in some hydrogen, similar to the other setup. $100,000 calories. So we've got some pipes going in, some automation that needs to be fixed or finished. Let's just make a priority on getting this little section done so I can cut the pipes in the right location. Do a check. Oh, it is looking nice and green, nice and comfortable to work in here. Well, maybe not the far end, but at least in the center of the room. Once we get some Dreckos in here, we'll have some reed fiber. So we're going to replace those doors, hoping I don't forget to do that. Okay, so with these built, let's just cut this, cut this, cut that. And this is that water. Okay, I don't want regular water to get in there. So if you could just work yourself out there. A little bit of water. There we are. And we'll cut that. Connect that line across. And we're going to be at a point eventually where this dupe won't be able to do anything because the work will all be in automation. So just to the left, that's where we're going to have our auto sweeper. Let's not forget that. I think we also need an auto sweeper up here too. So make sure we put that in place before engineer gets over here. High stress. What was that level? 75%. Okay, it is important we keep this good. I think we're fine. A little bit worried about this. Why don't we replace this with that? I think that would be, maybe make that a bit of a priority. We've got some time before liquid actually fills up that much anyways. $114,000 calories. So we still have some liquid there. We've got that's not overflowing just yet anyways. As this started to pump, okay, so that started to run. Combining with hydrogen right here. Can already see I probably should have done this instead. So we will make that change. Airflow tiles located along there. Still some more heavy watt wires I see up here, Explorer. Put in some granite tiles along there. Keep an eye on that. 83%. So I can send in either engineer or courier over. I left a few holes because I want to fill in some hydrogen. In fact, I'm kind of meant to do that there and there. That's for the hydrogen phase, filling phase. So that's going to allow oxygen to go down, hydrogen to go up. Probably be smart to do similar thing in here to those rooms. Keep this trapping either oxygen or carbon dioxide. So we've got an egg sorting area here for glossy. I think glossy is going to be on this side and regular type. So we're going to have all these sensors to say if we need to do some wrangling, glossy. Or no, this is regular, and then this will be our glossy wrangle section. Let's see, a few more pieces of pipe that could be built by Explorer. Oh, and some wiring. Overall temperatures in the living area seem decent. Our bristle blossom is another source of food. Colony achievement. I haven't focused on achievements. I want to be able to just focus more. Super sustainable. That's actually super awesome. If I want now, let's just double check that that's actually there. That means never build natural gas, petroleum, wood, coal, or peat. So now I can. The thing is, I have so much hydrogen, and especially with the tune-ups anyways, I don't know that that actually does a whole lot. It would have been super helpful if that wasn't a requirement early on. But it's one of those ones that you cannot get if you mess something up. So I'm glad I got that. Okay, so that's a pump area here. Or we'll create a vacuum. Let's just put in, maybe finish up our insulation like that. Maybe focus on the inside. We can even start the vacuum process over there. It's not how I did this setup. So let's double check before I seal this off. Do I have everything in place? Including the automation wires. Looks like everything is looking good. Someone happy with some sticker bombs being put at the bottom. Okay, 127,000 calories. Nice thing about these stables is this will no longer require burning all algae to keep up with the food requirements. Some pipes going in. Curious if water has started to arrive. I will start growing some bristle blossoms. A few of those starting to grow. So when we put in the first few Dreckos, we'll be set. Oh, dartle egg or ice. Let's take a dartle egg. And we do have a cold zone, so we might as well put him up there. Probably not mixing with Rex though. Do you eat? Oh, you're crammed. Critters 202. Okay, let's do a few things. Maybe just block you off from other critters being able to access you. But you're not crammed. Okay, it's just specific to you. Okay, I think putting in that door will be super helpful. Notice that we've got a Pacu down there. Probably not with the Ajabo egg. Maybe I'll throw you if I can. Down in that area. A few more pieces of automation tiles need to be built. 80% stress. Construction still going along. Okay, I might ask for this to be focused on. I don't want to go too far because I want to make sure Explorer doesn't trap themselves. That would be annoying. Okay, so with that, I think I can ask for a vacuum to be started. Oh, maybe that can't actually be done unless we have this plugged in fully. Oh, which is, yeah, Explorer has to make those wires. Let's do this at priority, just again, so we don't see Explorer trapping themselves, which we don't want to see. Okay, perfect. That makes that area a little bit more safe. So after this, I think, unless there's something that I missed, we're going to have this special area for dealing with excess critters. Because the game has changed in such a way that the Drecko no longer gives their scales if they're cramped. I've got something that I haven't tested with, but I've got an idea to get around, hoping somewhat get around that. Realizing hydrogen not set there, but we're not getting much hydrogen up there anyways, thanks to this protection. Okay, notice that. Oh, right. Oh, did you just finish that? Oh, okay, nice. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of overpressured, but let me think about where we want to go next. I should check. Nice. Okay, let me check the schedule for engineer. They're about to go on break. Courier. Yeah, I'll have to wait for a little bit to send someone over. We are going to get a gas reservoir here, but I've noticed stress at 96, 97. It might be too late to send this dupe over to the other asteroid where they could use the... Oh, I also kind of want to save our teleport. Yeah, I think we're going to have a freak out here. Let's see. Are you just going on break, Explorer? You are. Let's give them like crazy amount of rest tonight. 78 currently. We are probably going up in stress level by, whoa, sopping wet. Where did you get sopping? Okay, they must have done it in liquid. They're going to have a freak out. They're having their freak out. Grabbing food. And we're lashing out. So destructive dupe. Going after this. I mean, technically, we don't need that anymore. So sure, have your tantrum on that. Where you go? Always the same things, it seems. The electric grill. And the power. You always like destroying the most important things, it appears. Sedimentary rock. Now I know how soft that is. Probably gonna truth. This is an annoying one. Fortunately, we do have a pump down here, so there's that. Don't destroy your reed fiber. No. Okay, over on this asteroid, we're starting to fill this in so we can fill in hydrogen. Okay, schedule-wise. We're down to, so we lost a bit of our stress. Gonna try to just pacify them. Okay, where are we? Let's not lose track of engineer, who I want to send back over here. This is going to be a one dupe show because Explorer is just going to be in bed most of the cycle. But as long as Explorer builds what they need to do, I will be happy. Okay, I'll pause it there. Let engineer over. I'm just taking a moment to decide. I'm hoping that this, first of all, is going to be the last time Explorer is here. But I'm going to decide the priorities, what I'd like to get. Electric grill back. This wall here is the priority. But to decide this little bit of automation I want to put in, and as well as this little section. Might make that actually a 9 engineer if you could come over, deal with that. Okay, nice. Anyways, this will limit the dupe from any of the, this will limit the dupe from having to pick up stuff at the bottom. If I can get it right there. A little bit of mopping up would be nice. Now, with 2 dupes here, that means they're going to be eating twice the amount of calories. I could send some calories over. In fact, maybe I'll have to. Might leave engineer there for a little bit to get this project completed. I'm hoping to have both this setup and the Drecko stables done by the end of today. I think that's doable. More progress being made there. Explorer is up. Under 60% stress. Grabbing some food. Okay, so engineer. I'll get them to do this little section. Oh, I think it's important. Very important, actually. Specify a couple of things. Cook this, cook this. I'm not going to find that, but where's our Paku seafood? Okay. That way that gets filled up. And that's not going to help stress, but I think it's important to get that done. You can always send Explorer back. And they can use the massage table. I think a massage table on this asteroid very much would be appreciated. All right, engineer taking a quick food break. So we want to capture in some hydrogen. Do this type of thing to stable areas. Don't think we need a grooming station in these two, but design that part of that after. Oh, starvation. Oh, you're just about arriving at the fridge, so you're fine. But you're eating on the floor. Who needed that? We've got a hall. Okay, if this were to work, we need to disconnect that. Okay. What do I do? I'm tempted. I think Explorer can manage this as long as all the automation is done that I need. This guy is built. Explorer can handle everything else. Can you actually just get rid of that? Yeah, okay. Hoping I don't regret this, but we'll send Explorer, or Engineer, back. Okay, so there is Engineer's work done on that asteroid, hoping that's the last time that I send them over. So after this is done, then we start filling in the hydrogen. But there's no point in doing that until this whole thing's closed off. Liquid, if nothing else, is holding. Glad to see that. 14,000 calories here. How are we doing? 146. But a lot of that's coming from over here. And again, burning algae, 3.5 tons at the moment. Some piping being finished up here. Guess we're not going to get our insulated tiles until we actually start filling these. There's our little glossy Drecko in here, helping us produce more eggs. What age are you? 4, might as well prioritize and getting you in there. Producing even more eggs. Okay, so stress 33%. Let's check the schedule. I think we can afford, we better afford. Otherwise, Explorer is not going to get this project done. Let's get back to work, Explorer. A little bit of water. Just a few more tiles. I'm good to, let's look at the actual size. Oh, never mind. I can't because I left a few holes for hydrogen. In fact, maybe do that. Hold off on building that. Take that out for now. I think we can start the process of filling in some water right here. Can't trap a dupe here because we actually built a ladder. Actually made that at a higher priority just for safety. Open mopping up might be smart to do there. Okay, so Explorer has a lot to, you know what? Explorer has a lot to do, but if it takes multiple, a second episode to actually finish the deep freezer, main focus is the stables here. Though it is going to take some time, I think, to fill in the hydrogen. Throwing this, not working. That's probably, oh, the heat. Oh, okay, I need a cooling system for that. Which already, actually, that should be easy. Our cooling system is nearby. We'll focus on last little bit of construction, then I'll move back to that. So I think we should have lots here. Oh, okay, good. Oh, a little bit of progress, but making that gas reservoir so we can get a vacuum in there. Okay, let me design the cooling system and the system that's going to bring in hydrogen. Just before we get to the hydrogen, because that's going to require me to have atmosuits. So we'll do the last little bit of construction without the use of the atmosuits. In fact, I should probably be putting in the piping as well. That's going to supply the hydrogen before the suits. But we'll get that that pipe built first, and then we'll switch over to that. Just make sure everything is calories a little bit low. It's kind of a shame we don't have a deep freezer because it would be nice if we could switch over. Oh, we could activate this though. Might as well do an inspection. So that's technically going to count as quick light source. Not that I'm using it for anything at the moment. Okay, I've got to carefully watch calories there. Paku filet cooksy. We'll see if it makes sense to bring over anything. Mine are helping out with construction. Guess there's not a lot to be dug out. Oh yeah, the heating system. That needs to be put in place too. Get to that. Currently working on the cooling system. So the bristle blossoms need to stay cool. Pinch of pepper plants, they need to stay warm. Let's take a look at some of the broken. Oh, that's just way up here. And explore, trying to address that. Oh, you're going up there for regolith. You know what? Let's do a transfer of sand, since we've got a crazy amount of sand over here. The nice thing, because we had engineer, drop that off. Sand will be dropped off right there, instead of requiring explorer to go crazy places to grab regolith. How is their stress level doing? 27%. Okay, decent. Some little bit of sand. Veterinarian trying to help out. I'm surprised you're not needed in one of the stables. Let me try check the priority there. Veterinarian. I did not up them on ranching. Make sure ranchers also higher priority on that. Lots of sand in the area to send over. This is going to assist. These guys have been helping explore out with hydrogen, now with sand. Some pipes still need to be built there. We'll do a full clean 20 tons. This will probably interrupt our construction. All this is going on. Okay, good. So we'll have that brought over. Let's just verify that... okay, I did cut the end of that off. Sand being dropped off there. Perfect. Okay, that's just going to make things a little bit easier. Kind of sorry we have that last little thing to be built, but is that actually real? No, it's not. Okay, weird. That's right, because we had the pumps running. How would that work without power? 6,000 calories. A little bit worried about this zone, so maybe do some mopping up there just to prevent stress from getting to us. Some lead may take a little bit longer to collect that stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to use this time to do some piping for gas. I am now building in the Atmo suits, realizing they have to charge for a bit, so I can always disable them. And but we want to get that priority built so we can start to fill them up. And then we've got all the pipes that are going to provide hydrogen. Don't have that connected yet. Let me double check. Yeah, not connected at the moment. Just so we can give ourselves a little bit of time to do some of the construction without the hydrogen. Also make sure that we have the walls built for. Look at the oxygen level. Okay, looks like a healthy construction area. Explore has some tasks. 21% watching their stress level very carefully. Oh. I don't know why I have that as 7. That should not be 7. That should be 5. Okay, that's better. Some hopping up just in case they go down here. Prevent a little bit of stress. This is going to not be good for stress at the very moment. But that's all right. Okay, just keep the area dry as possible. Cleaning the air a little bit up there. So without reed fiber, unfortunately, might, come to think of it, might need to grow. Just because we don't have polluted water. Yeah. Let's get that growing. I think we need a bit more. Just to get by. Still waiting for vacuums to be created in here, but I think we're going to need that gas reservoir to make that happen. Okay, I can click here, disable this, but I believe I can still. Might need to check if any dupes have actually had Atmo suits on. Oh, hold on. No. Cancel. Not destroy. Just want you to deliver. I don't think I actually need 5 in the long run. Probably just 2 for each of the ranchers and then 1 spare. Okay, but at least this is allowing these to charge up with oxygen. Oh, this might be the first time taking something. Oh, a Drecko egg. Wild Drecko egg, though. I'm thinking I may not use that for the stable. Okay, I'm feeling excessively uncomfortable with the amount of food or lack of food here. So maybe again, these dupes will help out. In order to do that, let's put in a ration box. Not auto super access that they can. Good. And I'll have some food dropped over, maybe some meal lice. Someone should be going up there to build that. So yeah, with only one, oh, apparently they went on break. Happens. Oh, and just noticing here that has been filled up. Didn't overflow, which is always nice. Actually, that worked out just perfectly. We'll check that one. Am I actually looking at the right thing? Yeah, water, 1,000 kilograms. Okay, 3,000 calories. I bet you if I had a deep freezer, we wouldn't be in this situation, especially with all the food that I'm growing. Also, won't matter trying to offset these. I've not been doing that well. All kind of at the same portion. But with that, once I've got a deep freezer, it becomes not so much a big concern. Okay, so growing more food. Maybe I don't need to have stuff over. I just meal lice. I also have to wonder, can the dupes even access the meal lice? Because if it's in the deep freezer, they may not be able to. So that's probably one of the things I've asked for. Can I click on? No, not quite. Okay, so let's just do that. Make that a low priority fridge. So that one will be unpacked and have that transfer. Perfect. Someone's picked that up. Hopefully they're not going to go on break. Explorer will appreciate this. Okay, let's just jump this on the floor. Have this. Bring that over. Boom. Okay. 6,000 calories anyways. And that's being dropped off up here. It should be. Maybe it already has. Oh yeah, definitely has. 17,000 calories. Okay, that's looking a little bit more healthy. Can fill in more tiles there. I'm just going to wait for all these pipes to be built before we go ahead and fill this in. Glad I thought to get the Atmos suits charging up now. Maybe make a focus. You know what? Explorer can just, as long as they're busy and not stressed out and destroying stuff, they can do things in their own time. But I think next time I'll probably have the deep freezer, which will be really nice on Explorer's side. Okay, so building some of these with aluminum, just a few more tiles there. Looks like I might need to, with the lead, make a priority of getting the dupes to actually get that through. We just have a single Atmos suit to go collect lead, it appears. Do we have some lead in places? We could dig that out. There's some available to us. Maybe I'll ask for that to be smashed out and deliver a suit here. Probably didn't need all of these to be loaded, but you know what? That's good. for now. Check on Explorer. They're not getting themselves into any trouble. Okay, they're coming along with their project. They too need to collect lead. It's easier for them to find some lead. Oh, it might actually be down here. Yeah, it is, which could contribute to stress. Because I actually didn't have that in built for very long. Let's just get that part done, which may up our stress if they have to go in the water to collect it. Some lead being provided here. Okay, I now see 2 ammo suits in the location for dupes to get lead. That's going to help. Do have this set for lead, but I can tell dupes have, I've just been keeping them too busy doing other things, which isn't bad. So I'm just making wherever I want to exchange the temperature, having those as lead pipes to help with that. Okay, coming along with our lead piping. Pretty sure that one ladder they can reach up there for that construction. And I think I'm going to go ahead and ask for that whole thing to be filled up because I think it is nearly time to start pushing in hydrogen. Okay, so now we need a gas reservoir there. That can slowly leak over here in time, but we just need to vacuum locate it there. More tiles in there. Let's put in our insulation slowly too. So this is going to be for critter eggs. Copy that everywheres. These ones are going to be specialized eggs. We'll do those separately. This one is just the regular Drecko egg. That one's not built yet. Oh, you guys keep getting in here. Oh, along with the eggs. They tend to collect together because they like to be in light. But we don't want you guys in here. This is for the Dreckos. Get out, get out, get out. Maybe make that priority. Aha. Okay, are we, oh, what's wrong? Oh, there's some confusion in the line. You know what? Let's just destroy that. And let's just destroy that. There we are. We already have vacuum in here. Anyway, so that part is done. Can even ask for that to be taken out. Ask for insulation to be put in there. We want to keep that. Okay, so food can be accessed right there. Put that in place down there. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let me think. Okay. Is there any harm? First of all, let's enable this. And then let's connect this hydrogen line. And we'll start filling this whole area with hydrogen. And we still have more of these guys to, in this case, maybe we'll go down here. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Just need them out of the room. So right there would be fine. Right there would be fine. Let's see what this is. If it's any... Oh, another Rex egg. Let's take that. Go up to this cold zone right like that. Let's make sure this guy is happy. Okay, good. Keeping our ranchers busy. Okay, it is going to take some time to fill this with hydrogen. Let me get to another task for my dupes. I'm just going to conclude things with a few more tasks, one of which is the cooling system is not actually running. I don't think the dupes necessarily have to get atmosuits on to build this section. Just want to make sure that the cooling line actually accesses all the electrolyzers along the way. What might have been smart too is to put in one down here. Even if that's just going to be a temporary one. Okay, awesome. Uh-oh. If I missed... Can a regular dupe... Ah! Okay, I missed that. But maybe it's not a big deal. In the meantime, let me just make sure we've got a task for this dupe. It could start to load in hydrogen. Check the schedule. I'm pretty sure, yeah, engineer should be able to flip back pretty quick. Kind of wish the teleportation was equipment. What happened to my UI? Everything is gone. Did I hit some sort of button to cause... Okay, I don't know what I did there. Engineer. You go back. You go to that world. Dig out a little bit more algae. Tiny piece. How are our algae levels are getting dangerously low. Might ask for that to be dropped down to 4. Let's not forget engineer. They're not going to be over on this asteroid for very long. We get 20,000 calories. Okay, I might just let them stay there for like a brief amount of time to help finish some of that up over here. We're mostly just waiting for hydrogen to fill in. Cooling line going in place. Oh, the heating system. I forgot about that. Okay. Let me finish on that. We'll have to do a little bit of planning. But I destroy this. I think we can then ask for that to be built. And this can just be regular tiles across that way. All right, I will design our heating system for this liquid, which is currently not going in a loop. Oh, I see why. Didn't connect that. There we are. All right, so I need to heat up this area. Still don't have our reed fiber. Maybe. Just a second. Is it our EE? Yeah. Reed fiber. Allow manual use. Let's see if the dupes go and grab some of that for us. Picking that up. Got 6. I don't... Oh, that might be enough, actually. That might be just enough. I think it's 2 per door. And we've got 3 doors to do. Okay, perfect. Let's just get that in. Hopefully that doesn't get used for something else in the meantime. Get electrolyzer down here, but that's at max pressure. So, yeah, might as well get these in before our heating system goes online. Set that up as a priority, and I'll do some designing for our heating system. Thinking this should be a quick little project to end on, but we're going to smash open this area. Do a little bit of digging, allow some heat to come in, but actually that's not a terrible thing since we want heat anyways. And the thinking is, let's just put in granite wall here. Built in some doors here. We'll do that after. I think that... Oh, hold on. Do I still have the 2 dupes? Yeah. Really hoping, once again, engineer, we won't need you anymore. but we've got a system there for dropping off food. Okay, so you go back home. Curious if you did a tune. Oh no, you would have to have that in a power plant, I guess. But, okay, but we've got a vacuum. Here. We've got hydrogen area. I could ask for food to be cooked here, but I don't think that's urgent. Let's bring over some power for a few things like that. That needs to be built. But I'm just curious if we can now say, if we're above minus 25, turn that machine on. But can't do that reliably until we have some water in there. Otherwise, we could be causing some overheating. Yeah, let me do some design work. So I don't think this will be done today, but I'm tapping into our cooling system, and we got a pipe to provide some liquid that's going to go in there. But I think the last thing I want to do today is just make sure our Drecko heating system is running. Realizing too, that were to be effective, we would want to do something like this. Might want to take that sand out. We'll see. I don't think they can fit up there. But if I build this, they'll be able to stand on this guy. I'll have automation wires up here. Be able to control some doors based on the temperature that is sensed right there. So Explorer has their set of tasks that we'll go into next time, probably Thursday. And if this was to work well, I'm realizing we're going to need that there. Maybe actually do need a ladder system. Whoops, shoot. I don't know how many seeds, 12 seeds of that. We'll start that growing. At least one location. Still haven't arrived at the right temperature for you guys. Is that right? Oh, illumination. Oh. Maybe I destroyed the wrong tile. Okay, these guys are growing. So we've arrived at the right temperature for them. So cooling is fine. Now smash this. Explorer working on their cooling line. Veterinarian having a good day. Hydrogen filling in. It's really bizarre how it's kind of looking. We got the, oh, we're getting kind of bubbles. I wonder if I'm going to have a problem. I wonder if this was actually, I feel like we're going to just have to pop more tiles than I had planned. Maybe I should have loaded this from the top down instead of the bottom up. That probably, in fact, you know what? It's not too late. Let's cut that and do exactly that. We'll load hydrogen here where the dupes don't have to have atmo suits. Come in like there and there, going down. Connect down like that. Disconnect there, there, and there. Okay, I think that's worth doing. Let's make a priority on that section. Get these two doors built here. Finish this project. Oh, gotta get used to changing that. That's still didn't work, did it? There we go. Okay, let me throw in some water. Don't need a whole lot, but need some. With that, I think we are now safe to let this run, but that it... Oh! Okay, not a big deal. Need to have space for this dupe to get up there to do some construction. Let's put that in place there. Make that a priority. And yeah, because we've got too much oxygen, I think we're just going to have to smash a few more tiles. We'll rebuild these next time. Let's just make sure our Dreckos that we can have are in here. Is there any other that are wandering around? Let's see anything. Oh, citrus spandex suit. Because this dupe here has been under so much stress, why don't we give that to them? Explorer, you've got to... Oh, but Explorer has a warm coat. And it probably needed, to be honest. So that was probably the wrong thing to do. Let's take this, throw that down there. Not urgent on that one. And the temperature of this needs to be 35. So I'll say if it's 39 or maybe even 38 or below, which it's not right now. So it's fine at the moment. We've got our insulated doors. But if it ever does get cold enough, because we could take in some cooler polluted water, we'll have this system here. So actually that's the reverse of what I want it to be. I want to create a vacuum here when we don't need the heat, and we don't need the heat at the moment. Disconnect that right there so that I can take in the heat from those pipes, or those, the pipes going through the granite tiling. And I think I'm just going to end once we start delivering some hydrogen from the top. Just going to pop a few more of these. May not need that anywhere else. It's mostly about that oxygen that's unfortunately kind of trapped in between hydrogen. I think we're just going to have some paths for that to go up and down. Built in some ladders that will be used temporarily. Okay, good. Perfect. Let's get that in place. Oh, I let too much liquid in, but that is going to turn to steam. The only thing is... Shoot. I mean, I could just let it out, but we'd have to recreate the vacuum. That's a good... Yeah, let's just let that out. And we'll redo. Just a few more pieces of piping up there. I may unfortunately have to mop that up the way that this works. Because even once you get your water out, machine's still unhappy. It's fine. Our vacuum, let's hold off on that for the moment. Mop. Let's let that empty. Make sure Explorer doesn't trap themselves. Oh, okay. All right, well, I will want to go a little bit further just because I don't want Explorer to be trapped next time. Few more ladders and tiles over here just to put this system to a close. Mostly about this hydrogen. If that could take the place of this oxygen up here, Notice that we've got overpressured from the top. Okay, so loading in from the top. That's looking better. Get rid of some of those ends we don't need anymore. Make sure Explorer has not trapped themselves, but they've got that important tile to make in the morning. Oh, speaking of which. Okay, and let's reestablish what power? It's in here. So we need to make a vacuum. I'm going to watch this part carefully. So I don't want to cause flooding. Do need, though, that built right there. Be nice, actually, if we could start the deep freezer process. Okay, you know what? Let's just stop right there. I can always add more after steam's been created. Okay, so... Oh, there's some oxygen in there. It's not as totally essential, but I like to have that as pure hydrogen. Oxygen seeming to work itself out slowly. Let's just open that up to help a bit more. So I do that. At priority. Come on, Explorer. And let's have a look. What do I need to do? You were above minus 25. There we are. There we are. So this system's starting to run, so it's going to get hot in here. Eventually that'll turn to steam. I'll want to have all the oxygen out by then. In fact, I think we'll have the oxygen out in like moments. Boom. Just for safety. Let's just disconnect that. Oh, and let's disconnect this. Otherwise, this is going to try to pick up steam, which is not what we want. Okay, so hydrogen vacuum in there. Let's just conclude with a few double checking of things. There's no point in actually making this operational just yet because it's not actually a deep freezer at the moment. Some construction needs to be done there. But we have hydrogen going in and it's efficient. It doesn't seem to be needing to have any hydrogen taken out. So eventually that's going to drop and we'll have our deep freezer here. Very importantly, thank you guys for suggesting airflow tiles. That has worked absolutely wonderfully. I might even just out of your safety do that. Over on this asteroid, let's check. Well, I was going to check it might be easier to see this if I actually get the, I think at the beginning of the next episode, after I patch all the tiles up, we'll double check that we actually have auto sweepers and accessing conveyor loaders. One thing I didn't do, which I might forget next time, it's the glossy Drecko egg. And that's set up here. And we'll put in some of the automation critter count forever below 8. Copy that on each of those 6. This is just for both eggs and critters, but if we're ever below 10, I'm going to put that there or there. That's going to open or close these doors. These doors should be open by default. Unless that's the opposite. Oh yeah, I think it's opposite. And click that, click that. Okay, so right now, doors are open so that we're able to get more in there. I think we can afford to put in our tiles here and here now. Well, actually, maybe not there. All right, we've got cooler temperatures here, warmer temperatures here. We don't have the Dreckos in there yet, but it doesn't matter because the Dreckos are in here happy, making sure they're not crowded. We've got excess eggs building up. And next time, I'll start to actually load this in. Maybe I'll ask for expansion of that. Take this, expansion of that, and we'll slowly increase that till we get to a point we're able to feed all our Dreckos, giving us both access to refiber plastic and I'm hoping what's going to be a ton of meat. Oh, the other thing is I didn't do the automation of getting meat from here down, but you know what? I'll leave that for an exercise for next time. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I will see you on Thursday playing a little bit more of Oxygen Not Included.